Welcome back to Retro Rebound. In today's video, I've got an absolutely sick retro game haul for y'all. I am so pumped about what I bought, and it only ran me $30. I'll explain, because your boy managed to out Gamestop. You see, they got my cold hard cash, and you've seen the games that we've unpacked here. They're in awful condition, usually without even the cover art or the manual, the disc, but at the full retro price. So I take some of those games, sometimes I donate them, but other times I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna trade these bad boys in. So I went to my local retro shop and said, hey, gonna be real, got some junk for you, but I'm looking to trade it in. Built up $200 of trading credit. So I was like a kid in a candy store, because the stock this week was so nice. And so I've got some great pickups for you today. Complete in box Game Boy Color games, complete in box N64 games, some sealed games, some childhood gems, some new series that I've been wanting to explore. Just a lot of really good stuff. And I got one eBay pickup in here that I figured I'll show you all as well. But it's been a little bit since I've done a nice haul video. And by that, I mean like a month, because I was just in North Carolina where I spent way too much money over there. But this time, it all totaled out to $30. Maddie, how'd you do that? Trade credit and a little bit of cash. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the haul. If you're new here and you're into nostalgic or retrospective content, you're in the right place. Consider subscribing. Let's start small, okay? We're gonna go to a first-person shooter that I love so much growing up, but I also am a sucker for the World War II era first-person shooter, and that is Medal of Honor Frontline. I loved this game growing up, Medal of Honor Rising Sun as well. As you can see, $6. Copy is in great shape, and it comes with the manual. Now, the manual, it's like a first-person shooter EA game. So yeah, no illustration or anything crazy like that, but that's okay. These are just childhood gems to me. Those two campaigns have always stuck with me. I always remember in Medal of Honor Rising Sun, they had the level where you had to like run into a baseball stadium, and it was a huge shootout there. I just thought that was so cool. I've always found the Medal of Honor games tremendously underrated. European Assault I thought was great. I loved the games on the PSP. Vanguard was cool. I also did not hate the one that came out on the 360. It was kind of like a multiplayer reboot, but it didn't stick in my library long, I'll be honest with y'all. But I've always loved me some Medal of Honor. And of course, even though the controls are awful, love some Airborne. So yeah, Medal of Honor I've always loved, just because I enjoy the World War II setting a ton. It never gets old. For me, and I'm sure no one's surprised to hear that my favorite Call of Duty is World at War. So yeah, like I'm not really objective with that era. I always just find it so interesting, so fascinating. So yeah, I love this first-person shooter. Just a great, simple military campaign. Now let's get a little more sophisticated here. Let's break out a JRPG. Yup, I did it. I finally pulled the trigger, saw it there. Great price tag, $15. Dragon Quest 11. I gotta say, as you can see here, reverse cover art, complete as a PS4 game could be. I've got to say, I'm a little nervous about this one. I have heard about the, we'll call it the reset in this game, where you think it's over and it's really not. That has scared me off for a while, but the Retro Rebound audience has spoken to me, and many times y'all have demanded two series from me. You've demanded Xenoblade Chronicles. I'll be getting to that first, but you've also demanded Dragon Quest a lot. And to be fair, I have literally no Dragon Quest under my belt outside of the new HD 2D Dragon Quest 3 remake. That's the only real Dragon Quest. Beyond that, my most played Dragon Quest game is Dragon Quest Builders 2. I love that game so much, and I don't think that's a crazy take at all. Yeah, it's amazing. Go check it out. So I want to play a proper modern Dragon Quest game. I think it makes sense to get Dragon Quest 8 under my belt first, but I had to get 11 when I saw it there for just the right price tag, and I feel like Dragon Quest 12 has to be around the corner. It was rumored years ago. It's been long enough. I think it's time, so I'm curious to see what they do. It's a cozy, classic JRPG. I'm more of like the flashy JRPG fan, so will it jive with me? Won't it jive with me? We'll find out, but I wanted to put this one in the stack as a game I wanted to cover at some point here on this channel alongside other Dragon Quest entries. Look forward to that many months down the line, I imagine. Let's keep going though. This is another series that, sometimes you get gamer itches, gamer hankerings, where you're like, man, I could just go for this series right now. That's Darksiders for me right now. I was just talking to Locke about it and how much I love Darksiders 1 and 2, and I've heard great things about 3 like retroactively. When I reviewed the game, I was not super impressed with it. I felt like it kind of got away from what the series did really well, but I've come to just understand and accept it. And as you can see here, $10. This is a really easy pickup as well. I know Darksiders 4 got teased a while ago. THQ is having a showcase pretty soon where I wonder if we're going to finally see what Darksiders 4 is properly. But when I saw it again, it was just that thing that called out to me on the shelf, and I went, hey, I don't have that in my collection. I love Darksiders 1 and 2. Why not add 3 to the collection, and we'll maybe go through them at some point in anticipation of Darksiders 4. As you can see, as complete in box as a PS4 game can get. And for those who don't know how this series is transformed, the first one was more of a God of War clone, and as I'll talk about in a moment, I love God of War clones, big time. So there was that one. Then the second one was open world, kind of Zelda inspired, but still had the beat 'em up God of War style things. Like 2 was just really cool, especially for its time. And then Darksiders 3 was very Souls-like inspired, but it felt not as good, so I wasn't crazy about it. I'm curious if I would change my tune on it now with like better frame rate and visuals with all the updates it's got. But yeah, Darksiders 3 was kind of a little bit of a miss for me, but I want to give it a second chance, see if I get along with it more. This next one, now we're getting to the good stuff. This is where we're starting to get into the more expensive territory. This one was $30, and when I saw the company name on the bottom right of the box, that's all I needed to see, and that is Rocksteady. This is Urban Chaos Riot Response. And when you look at the back of the box, yes, this is a game from the developers of the Batman Arkham series. And you even look at the credits of the game, as I checked it out, and the people who worked on those games worked on this one. It is a first-person shooter where you're like running through a bunch of missions in a city that is absolute chaos. Like escort missions, you're gonna have like riot shields, you're gonna pick them up, drop them, shoot your enemies. It just looked really serious, really grim, really dark, and I love me an underrated first-person shooter on old consoles, if you couldn't tell. This came out toward the end of the Xbox and PS2 life cycles. We were moving into like PS3 and 360, and so this was coming out while the 360 was already out, so a lot of people kind of brushed over it. A lot of games were caught in that very awkward pocket. This was one of them. So when I saw it, I went, hey, why not? It's on the OG Xbox. You know I love to collect for my OG Xbox. We got Rogue Trooper promoted here on the back by Rebellion. And unfortunately, this one also not illustrated, but soon that will come to an end. We have some really nice illustrated ones here, but yeah, a lot of detail in the manual nonetheless. Nice girthy manual. Love to see it. But yeah, once I saw Rocksteady, I love those sorts of discoveries. My touchstone for that, so people really understand where I'm at, is like Oni. Oni being a Bungie and Rockstar game, it's just like really weird because it's like an anime game. And I just find it to be such a standout weird one where I go, that's what gaming history is to me. Like, you would not catch Rocksteady making an urban chaos game nowadays. That was the beauty of making games for cheap back then. We would just get whatever. And it was such a cool Wild West scenario. Now the definition of whatever in today's industry is like AI generated crap. And it's such a shame because I get the idea of making games for cheap, but making games for cheap back then and making games for cheap today are two different definitions. Okay, this is a fun one. I saw this and I looked at the price and it was really close to the online price despite it not being sealed. And that is Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. I've heard some mixed things about this one. As I was just talking about earlier, love me a good God of War clone. So, as someone who I'm about to self-own so hard right now, but okay, let's go for it, has played literally zero I played a little bit of one of them on the PSP when I was way younger. It doesn't even count. But as someone who's played literally no Castlevania except Lords of Shadow, I love the first one. I thought that game was awesome. I remember getting it for Christmas and having an absolute blast with it. Because again, old school God of War clone, sold. Easily sold. So I never played the sequel though, because my good friend Colin Moriarty reviewed this game and he gave it a 6. And I did not have disposable income at the time to be like, all right, screw it, why not? I still kind of don't. I was just like, oh, trading credit, why not? And so it's sealed. I don't want to open it yet because I'm just, I guess, weird like that. As you can see here, like it even has the sticker and everything. But yeah, someone traded in a copy of Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 to this store, sealed. And I just found that unbelievable. I was like, who still has this game and is keeping it sealed and then trading it in all the, like what, 13, 14 years later, I just found this to be a hilarious find where I went, this has to go to a good home, and I will take great care of it. So I don't know when I'll play this, but I do have a sheet I made for myself of games in my backlog, and Castlevania is one of the games toward the top of the list. I have other titles like System Shock 2, Uncharted 3 and 4. Like, there's a couple of games that I've slept on for a while. Thief, that I want to get through, the original Deus Ex, but Castlevania is close to the top. This is my lone eBay pickup. We'll get back to the retro shop after it, but Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit for the Xbox 360. Yeah, man, this is an upcoming video. I'll tease that now. I'm very excited to talk about this one. It's kind of like Budokai 4 energy, but I just love the cover art for this game. And then, you know what I love more? Oh, that's right. It's this manual. Look at that. Come on now. This looks so good. I tabbed through this already. I spoiled it for myself. But some of these character models look mad nice. Look at, dude, come on. Like, this is the complete in-box experience that I live for. Yeah, this was 30 bucks. I had just the disc for from Gamestop. Oh my god, another great one. I forgot about that one. I'm sorry. Just the Dragon Ball gets me like no other series, dude. So cool. But yeah, I had a copy of this originally from GameStop, but it was loose, and I thought, you know what, time to complete it. So I got rid of that one, got this one, and we're all good to go here. Another great one, Vegeta and Goku clashing. What a great manual, right? Like, this is the manual that you live for. And then we got little promotions for DBZ Remastered on the back. So yeah, this is 30 bucks and easy pickup for me. I want to wrap up all of the Dragon Ball games that I have missed, which is Raging Blast 1 and 2, Evolutions on PSP, and Burst Limit, and then I have a really cool video planned for y'all, but I wanted to get Burst Limit out as soon as possible because I thought of this idea that's long term and went, oh, I gotta work through some games after it. So yeah, look forward to that, but wanted to add that to the collection in true Maddie fashion because I have like every Dragon Ball game at this point in time. Okay, time for the big ones, time for the really fun ones. One, a childhood gem. One, couldn't believe how cheap it was. First, the childhood gem, and it also comes in a nice little case here. We have Spider-Man 2, the Sinister Six on Game Boy Color. I know what you're thinking, Maddie. Why, dude? There are so many better ways to spend what ended up being $80 on a Game Boy Color game. Y'all, this is such a nostalgic game for me. It is in that era where, you know, superhero games weren't very good. It's right there next to something like a Batman Beyond Return of the Joker video game where I kind of just played it because it was the only thing I had. But this game wasn't bad. I will throw that out there. This game wasn't bad. But yeah, it's like weird, especially nowadays, playing a 2D side-scrolling kind of beat-em-up Spider-Man game. But when I saw this and the condition, look at this. The condition that it was in. Look at the top. Look at the sides. I mean, for me, that combination of nostalgia as well as just how great of condition this was in, I had to pick it up. I had to. It was also very nice that this came with the protector because when you think about it, that is a couple of bucks saved. I always end up buying new protectors for games that I obviously want to protect. This would have been one of them. So the fact that it came with it was really nice. But yeah, I mean, now you can really see, dude, the colors. Oh man, the Game Boy Color, so nice. All right, so on the inside here, what do we got? I actually haven't looked at this yet here. I wanted to do it live on camera. So first things first, of course, we have the standard Game Boy manual. We'll slide that back in here. Damn, this is in really, really good condition. I'm like afraid to touch the inside here. They even have the bag that it came in. All right, what else do we got here? Where's the, I want to see there it is, the cartridge. The cartridge I remember is, yes, it's like the transparent one. Oh man, I love these types of cartridges. Oh, someone actually left the marker on here. That's easy to get rid of. That's no problem. Yeah, I love when you can see the circuit board through the actual cartridge itself. Really cool stuff. Okay, we'll drop that back in here. Let's focus for now on the manual. I wonder how good this one is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Colors, we love it. Game Boy Color getting put to work. I mean, it's just like the web behind the text, the little Spider-Man logo on the bottom left and right corners there. Not too bad, but you can see the screenshots here. It's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty simple. These power... God, dude, these are burned into my brain. Holy smokes. Oh, my God. I remember these so well. Wow, I got to fire this up on the analog pocket. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's do this right now. I'm not waiting. Hang on. Oh, this music. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This game used to scare the hell out of me as a kid. Like, look at that. That goes so hard. I legitimately was, like, terrified of this game. Oh, that cover. Yo, hold on. We got to get the camera to focus on it. Look at that. Oh. Come on now. Yeah, like, this was my childhood, dude. This game was awesome. Oh, man. This soundtrack was so good, too. Wow. This is cool. Yep, there are the pickups. Yeah, dude. I used to play this level so many times. Isn't it when you look up it? Yep, it moves the camera. Same here. Yep. Yeah, this is just a great game. Oh, man. They even had the little automatopoeias popping up. Yeah. Okay. We'll be here all day. I got to stop myself here. Sorry. That was sick. This is why I do what I do. It just opens up the ability to go back like that, and you just get to experience those feelings again. That was a cool moment. That was cool. Okay, time for the last game here, and it's a rare one, both literally and figuratively, because I don't pick up complete in box N64 games literally ever. The only two I have are Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and I did just get one of my grails because my brother-in-law saw it at a local game shop and got a really good deal on it. It is Pokemon Stadium 1 complete in box. I don't have it yet. I still have to pay him for it, but man, absolutely awesome pickup there. But it's just a rare system for me to collect for because their boxes take up a lot of room, and as you can see, like, these media shelves are built more for like CD cases, so I don't really have a great place to put them yet, but when I do, I'm gonna go a little bit hard. But when I saw this was $60, I was surprised, but also this is definitely a rare game. Literally, again, this is a rare game that I don't think many people seem to adore as much as I do, and that's Force Gemini. I really like this game. I will self-own. I played this game for the first time with Rare Replay, and you were able to customize the controls and turn it into a full-on third-person shooter. But when I saw this, and again, I looked at the corners, you just can't, as someone who does a lot of eBay shopping, you just can't undersell getting market value prices for things that you can actually put your hands on, look and go, oh, that's really great quality. Yeah, it sounds a little impulsive, but it is so relieving to know you're getting a really good quality copy of a game, complete in box, just like that. So, I mean, you can even see the worst this thing's got is right here. There's a little bit of a wrinkle here in this top corner. I'm not stingy like that. I can live with that stuff, but I also haven't looked at the inside of this, so let's take a look together. Okay, out of the collector's case, and yeah, this is, oh man, this is in really, really nice shape here. Yeah, this makes me very happy. Like I said, you know, Rare Replay really made me fall in love with this one. I have to say I've played only a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. God, I am like destroying myself in this video here. But I haven't really played and completed Banjo-Kazooie or like Conquer or any of that fun stuff. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. That's why we started this channel. Look at the manual though. Nice, tall instruction booklet. Oh Lord, yeah, this is gonna be a good one, I can tell. Yeah, look at that character art in the background. Third-person shooter in like what, the 90s on the N64. You know, probably doesn't feel the best nowadays, but I got a lot of love for this game thanks to the Rare Replay. All right, so a little bit of underwhelming manual. It's the same like characters just squatting in the background. Come on, no, you guys could have pushed it, Rare. You got way better artists than that. All right, let's see what else we got here. It's just the manual, and then you slide open that, and let's see what the cartridge is looking like. Labels looking mad nice. No ink on the back, no marker, nothing like that. Yeah, just a perfect N64 game. You love to see it. The box in beautiful condition with all those different wonderful colors. Yeah, very happy with this purchase, especially for the price I got it for. They had some really good N64 games. I could have walked out with all of these, or I could have ponied up a little bit more and for like $270, I could have got Pokemon Stadium 2 complete in box. I'll admit I was thinking about it, but I really don't have the nostalgia for Pokemon Stadium 2 that I do for Stadium 1. So I ultimately made my choice there. I'm really happy with it, but they had everything from like Paper Mario RPG. It was like really good pickings, but I don't know. I'm always on the, I guess, conservative side where I'm like, I'd like to get more bang for my buck and get more games to take home rather than like one big one. Outside of like, there was one time I pulled up to the store and they had Mega Man Star Force 3 Black Ace, and I was like, oh, I'm buying that and only that. So there's times where the situation demands just a one-time pickup. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring all these games in front of the camera here. Burst limit, you got a, oh, I just dropped like everything here, but got a pretty decent stack of games here. And like I said, all these games ended up running me $30. I used up all my $200 of trading credit, $30 on top of that, and I walked away with tons of games I'm really excited about. 2 complete in box games for like Game Boy Color and Force Gemini, N64, like awesome haul. So I was just really excited about this one. Had to show you all ASAP. Curious what you think of the haul. Any pickup suggestions, any thoughts on the pickups here? Do you remember like Spider-Man 2, Sinister 6? Do you remember Jet Force Gemini, Urban Chaos? Like, let me know down below what you think of the gems I got here. Really excited about this haul. But other than that, that's all I got for you today, and I'll catch you in the next Retro Rebound. Peace.